Do you believe the alien question ties in with Bible prophecy? And how does it tie in with Bible prophecy?
Well, um, before we get to any kind of prophecy, I think we should just back up and discuss the biblical narrative. I think the operative question is, do extraterrestrials exist within the biblical paradigm? I think that's the base question that we need to answer.
Okay.
And I think we can answer that question by saying unequivocally, yes. Unequivocally. We know that in the book of Job, we read that the sons of God, the B'nai Elohim, shouted for joy when the foundations of the earth were laid. Just full stop right there. You have non-human intelligences, sentient beings, the sons of God, very powerful sentient beings who are shouting for joy, not just when mankind is created, but before that, when the foundations of the earth are being laid, whatever that means. So you have and let's put it in these terms, you have an extraterrestrial presence that predates the existence of mankind, unequivocally within the biblical paradigm. There's no argument there. Anyone who wants to make an argument, a case that that's not true, would have to do so outside of the pages of the Bible, because within the biblical text, there are clearly extraterrestrial beings interacting with the human species. Now, extraterrestrial simply means, and let's focus on sentient beings, not amoebas or something. Extraterrestrial, the definition means a being whose provenance, whose origin is not planet Earth. Mm-hmm. That's it. Whose origin is not Earth. Our origin is Earth. We were born here. We are Earth-born. So are the Nephilim, by the way. But we are Earth-born. Our origin is planet Earth. The origin of the angelic race, and I call them very specifically a race. I call them the elder race in my book because they're older than us, clearly, and they constitute a race. So the elder race, these angelic entities, are clearly not from the earth. Their provenance, their origin is not planet Earth. Now, you can quibble about whether their origin is somewhere else within the physical universe or whether it's some sort of an extra dimensional realm or whatever, but it's irrelevant. They are, no matter how you slice this thing, these angelic beings are extraterrestrial. They're not from the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
True.
I don't care if they're interdimensional or they're from Jupiter. Makes no difference. They are inescapably extraterrestrial. Okay. And I would add to that they are clearly in possession of advanced technology. Clearly, especially as it pertains to vehicles of conveyance. I would say, even more specifically, that within the biblical narrative, we have examples of these angelic extraterrestrial entities operating advanced aerospace vehicles, what we might call UFOs today. So when I said that earlier in this conversation that there's been an alien presence on planet Earth since the beginning, that's what I mean. And let's define alien. Alien is a little bit more complicated of a term, but I would define alien, this is certainly one of its definitions, especially in the context of this conversation. Any sentient being that is not us is alien to us, is alien to the human species. And to be specific, a non-human entity that has an extraterrestrial province is alien to the human species. So it is accurate to define these angelic entities as alien and extraterrestrial and or extraterrestrial. Now, I don't believe that, I don't subscribe to the ancient alien hypothesis, to ancient astronaut theory. I don't subscribe to that. But I do believe that the basic premise of ancient astronaut theory is true, is biblically accurate, in that mankind has been interacting with extraterrestrial beings since his conception, since the beginning, since the beginning of human civilization, certainly, and furthermore has been influenced by extraterrestrial beings, good and bad. And so you have now a division, obviously, again, operating within the biblical paradigm. If we talk about these angelic beings, by the way, the term angel is intentionally ambiguous in the Bible, but that's why I call them the elder race, because I'm trying to be a little bit more definitive. They're older than us, and this is a civilization, by the way. These aren't just ethereal, non-physical things. This constitutes a civilization. There is an angelic civilization. In fact, I would say very, very confidently that the Bible, this angelic civilization, is described within the biblical narrative as the kingdom of heaven. There's a king, and that king has servants. There's judges, there's courtiers, there's couriers, there's a standing army. One of the more prominent names for God, for Yahweh in the Old Testament is the Lord of armies, the Lord of hosts. And that word host has a militaristic connotation. It means armies. It can be translated as armies. So you have the Lord of armies. When I think it was Jesus, who the angel of the Lord appeared before Joshua, he appeared as a man of war with a sword. He was a warrior. And so, the kingdom of heaven, Jesus said that the kingdom of heaven suffers violence, and the violent take it by force. So here's a question, and we don't have to go down this rabbit hole, but this is a question that percolates in my brain. Does the kingdom of heaven have locality within our universe? And I would say it does. I think the universe was created for a purpose. I don't think that the universe was just created for one planet with the human species on. I think there's a whole lot of things going on out there. But the kingdom of heaven is not just a concept. It's a functional kingdom. In fact, earthly kingdoms are supposed to be modeled on the kingdom of heaven. That was the original intention. So the point is that, yes, there is a clear paradigm. The biblical paradigm does accommodate the existence of extraterrestrials. That the existence of extraterrestrials, furthermore, is presumed, not just accommodated within the paradigm, presumed within the paradigm. And I think that is a very logical and important, essential starting point for any Christian who's going to approach the UFO topic.